All right, folks, welcome back to the channel. I've got here a few baseball and basketball cards vintage cards that I've been accumulating over time. And I am getting ready to send these in for grading because I don't think there's a point in waiting any longer. And the question is, do I send them into PSA or SGC or mix them up a little bit? You know, because SGC is getting cards back in a month or so, which is pretty crazy. So we're going to start with baseball because there's only a handful. That's why only one of the four cards out there in the background is baseball, and we'll go from there. So 1977, you all know that it's one of my favorite sets. So is 1978. So let's keep Robin Yount and Jim Rice here. Love these two, and very excited to see where they come back. Basically, I think thus far, oh boy, we're out of order. Well, I'm nowhere near in order. This is, okay, well, there's a story there. Thus far, anything I've sent in from to PSA or SGC on these guys has been, well, 7 to 8 range, at least in the 70s. We'll see. The 71s were much more of a 5 to 7. So it's funny, this Rod Carew, which is in really beautiful shape. I mean, there's definitely some white, some white corners and so forth, but it's really pretty. I sent this in to PSA, my first order after the Jordans, right? My first economy order, and I had no idea, but it had this massive wax stain right across it, and I had put a minimum grade like of 7 on it, so it didn't get graded because it didn't meet the requirement. But I was looking, I was like, geez, I sent this in and it was just giant. So I was able to, just rub that off. So that's good. I think this thing's in really good shape. I'm excited to get this one back. This guy, Larry Boa, came back min size require, so we're just sending that one back in using the old Elite Co 3 method of you get a min size back, send it back in the next order. And then this kind of randomly got in there because I've been collecting the hockey hot gloves, right? And this Griffey hot gloves came up. Figured I'd send it in. If I send it into PSA, I don't have to worry about splitting up any of these orders, right? This is 1994. Good stuff. Okay. Now we get into the meat of things, which is a lot of vintage basketball from the 70s. I still think that vintage basketball from the 70s is still very underpriced because there was so little produced, and it's not really the glory years of basketball. I think it doesn't, I don't think it gets a fair shake. So let's go through what we've got here and see, see what we'll be sending in. 1970 Earl Monroe. Really neat, sort of tall boy. Got a little mark there that might cause me some concern, but overall, cars. Oh no, that's on the. It's actually on the sleeve. Awesome, I feel better. Cool. 1972, 71, 72. Wes Unseld, Elvin Hayes, 2 Hall of Famers. Again, 2 guys who were just amazing players in their era, and do not get nearly the respect they deserve. Let's keep going with that lack of respect theme. We got a Willis Reed and Artis Gilmore from 1972-73. Really neat. I mean, this is the Julius Erving rookie year. I don't have any of those, but I just love the coloring and the bold backgrounds, and it's just, it feels vintage, right? It definitely makes sense. Okay. Phil Jackson on the Knicks, 1973-74. This guy just won wherever he was. He won a championship with the Knicks, and then he wins every year he coaches. Pretty amazing. Okay. Jerry West, 1974. Jerry West, and then in 1975, Connie Hawkins. West is obviously talked about quite a bit. Connie Hawkins, another Hall of Famer, doesn't quite get his due. All right, now we get into the 1976-77 series, which is these big cards, which I love these, but again, I think I'm in the minority with that. So we'll start here with a Wes Unseld. All of these guys are Hall of Famers, underappreciated Hall of Famers. I'm guessing that these cards will grade between a 4 and we may have an 8 in here, but I don't think we're going to do any better than that. Dave Cowens, Celtic legend. A couple of Rick Barrys. Again, the underhand foul shot, foul shooting. A couple of Pete Maraviches. I mean, these, the colors, the size of the cards, phenomenal. Walt Frazier, Nick legend. George Gervin, the Iceman. Hey, there he is back there, the Iceman. 77 to 81. This guy's got some rough edges there. So I'm sure that'll knock it down, but I like the idea of having these slabbed. Hey, there's Kareem. Earl Monroe, another beautiful example. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The hard thing with this particular year is centering, and a lot of them have these sort of print lines going through it. You thought, print lines were only for modern cards. So Moses Malone. Here are a couple of Elvin Hayes. Again, Elvin Hayes, always one of those guys that when the Bullets came to town, you knew he was on the court. The Bob McAdoo, another not such a well-known guy with Wes Unseld in the background. He was just a tank. This is a rookie of Lloyd Free, who later changed his name to World Be Free. I like the sentiment. Here's another Walt Frazier. We're out of order. And then a Tiny Archibald. Nate, as he is technically known on his birth certificate. All right, cool. Now we get back to regular size cards. Again, still in the 70s. Walt Frazier. We're in the 77, 78. Walt Frazier and John Havlicek. John Havlicek, not Jean. He's not French. Okay. 78 tops. You see the 78 tops. The Bernard King rookie that I had signed. Got it authenticated by PSA. The two Walter Paytons and Joe Montana cards that I sent to PSA came back of questionable origin. So I guess the getting those through the mail back in 1985 or 84 wasn't wise. Here's a Bob McAdoo when he was on the Knicks, 1978. Got some more 78s coming at you. Pete Maravich, Adrian Dantley. Adrian Dantley, eternally underrated. Here's a 1980 Kareem. This card is really sharp, well centered, except it's got a bunch of snow on it. You can kind of see in the picture. 1980. And then I have a handful of, I'm sorry, that was 1979. Handful of 1980s, the triple cards. I've got one with Julius Erving in the middle. We've got a whole host of different Moses Malones, whether it was his all-star here or scoring leader there. There's another scoring leader. His regular card, Moses Malone. Another Moses. Some more Moses Malone, except this one he's got Robert Parrish in there. Pretty neat. Moses Malone, I guess Michael Cooper as a guest star. And then the rest of these are this Kareem card in the middle there with his all-star. Centering's tough on them, but all the cards are in really good shape as far as corners and so forth go. And then finally, 1981 Moses Malone. The 81s have gone haywire, or at least Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. So, I figured this guy's probably worth the price, assuming it comes back, at a decent grade. So, again, I think I'm going to ask this question a couple of times, but what do you guys think I should do in terms of sending these cards in for grading? Do we go with PSA and wait the 9 months, probably at least the 9 months, or do we go with SGC, get a little less value for the cards, but have them back in about 6 weeks? let me know in the comments, and I appreciate you joining. Thanks again. Have a good one.